We've talked a lot about Cedric Coward over the last couple of days and all the excitement that the Memphis Grizzlies have for taking him. Now it's time to decide what the fair expectations are for the newest Memphis Grizzly. I'm Tyler Springs. This is Many Ways to Win. Thanks very much for tuning us in. So, Cedric Coward, lottery pick, coming from Division III and spending only 6 games at Washington State this past year. And yet, the projections on him are sky high, particularly for somebody with that scarce of a track record of games played against high level college competition, right? You don't often see that. You don't ever see that, really. You can think of maybe Duncan Robinson having played his way from Division III all the way up to Michigan for a full season and then into the NBA. But you don't often see Willamette to Eastern Washington, to Washington State, and have your final season truncated before getting picked in the top 11 in the NBA draft. So, what is the expectation for Cedric Coward? I went back and I looked at how important it is for him to have early success, and I tried to find a little bit of information on what he thinks of his game and maybe what other people think of his game. Obviously, you read the David Thorpe article that we have been over extensively. Um, People see different things in him. I said the names Michael Jordan and Penny Hardaway the other day. I did say shades of, but Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant were names that Thorpe used. He also said he could be a Cade Cunningham type. So the possibilities for Coward are pretty wide ranging, and obviously he could fall well short of any of those talents. He himself, I believe, in an interview with Kevin O'Connor at Yahoo Sports, compared his game to Jalen Williams from the Oklahoma City Thunder, now an NBA champion, and Kawhi Leonard. And that has been a comparison to both of those men that has been used, I think, beyond even just that interview. But when you go back and you look at those two players in particular, and you look at what the Grizzlies, are looking for and what's reasonable, um, you see two different things. But there is actually a bit of overlap for those two expectations, and it could be one, it could be the other. I'm going to try and give you a timeline, okay, of what is fair to expect of Cedric Coward. Okay, first, let's take all rookies, and then we will get to specifically Jalen Williams and Kawhi Leonard as career NBA players. Okay, I didn't look back very far, but I looked back a couple of years. If you go back the last 4 seasons and you try and find rookies on NBA teams that went to the NBA Finals, right? 8 teams there in that mix. You find out that there were 5 guys who are names that you would really recognize, and 4 of them come from title winning teams. One of them comes from a team that lost in the NBA Finals. But the variance in terms of rookie production for those teams is pretty wide. Okay, let's go all the way back to 2021. Golden State wins the title. Jonathan Kuminga that season played 70 games, over 1,100 minutes in the regular season. He was the number 7 overall pick. In the playoffs, he only played 138 minutes, which is not much at all. Moses Moody was a 52-game player, 607 minutes, after being the number 14 overall pick in 2021. He played 13 games out of the playoffs, but only 105 minutes. So neither one of those guys were huge impact players in the NBA Finals or the playoffs in general for that Warriors team. Okay? In 2022, the Nuggets win the title. Christian Brown, 76 games in the regular season, 1,181 minutes. He was the 21st overall pick in the year before his draft. In the playoffs, he was the last player in the rotation. 247 minutes in an 8-man rotation. He was basically backing up Michael Porter Jr. and Kentavious Caldwell Pope. So he was actually a part of Mike Malone's championship run with the Nuggets in a way that you could say, yeah, he was really a contributor postseason and regular season. 2023, the Dallas Mavericks lose to the Boston Celtics. Derek Lively played 55 games for the Mavs in the regular season, over 1,200 minutes, nearly 1,300 minutes. He was the number 12 overall pick in the year before his draft. In the playoffs, he played 462 minutes. Remember, he was splitting time in the platoon with Daniel Gafford at center. He was off the bench, but he played 462 minutes, and that's a huge share. And Gafford actually had kind of a similar split in terms of minutes. So he was a big piece for the Mavericks in the postseason, even though they did not win the title. And then you get to this season. That's right. AJ Mitchell, the Thunder rookie, played 36 games for them over the course of the year. So that's not the highest number, 597 regular season minutes. In the playoffs, he played only 12 games out of 23, 84 minutes. So that was the most used rookie on an NBA Finals team, one that you would know. So, what does all of that tell you about what you would reasonably expect out of Cedric Coward? If he is tremendous, he will play in the neighborhood of 1,200 minutes over the course of the regular season. That is probably true for the Grizzlies if he is tremendous. And I'm not saying he will be, but I'm saying the expectation, I think, at the high end would be that he is part of the Grizzlies rotation, probably in the top 8, if that is, you know, maximized in season 1 for him, right? Like as a rookie, I don't know that it's fair to expect more than that from Cedric Coward. And in fact, I think you would probably be more inclined to say that it's going to be a longer timeline for Coward to be a contributor and for the Grizzlies to make a finals run. I'm not saying they can't do it this coming season, but if they do, it is going to be with Coward's help, and it is also going to be with Coward probably being a huge piece of the rotation. But that is more the rarity, the exception, than it is the norm, right? It is very hard to find a contributing rookie that plays a lot, especially that plays a lot in the playoffs on an NBA champion or even an NBA Finals team. Really, only Christian Brown and Derek Lively, you could say, were huge pieces for the teams that were in the finals in 2022 and 2023, or 2023 and 2024. Okay, all that said, you take a look at where Kawhi Leonard and where Jalen Williams' careers have ended up. Leonard, in year 1, made the all-rookie team at age 20. In year 2, didn't get any special accolades. Year 3, blows up. He's an NBA champion with the Spurs, and he's the NBA Finals MVP. Year 4, he's the NBA Defensive Player of the Year. This is in 2015. Wins first team all defense honors and is the steals leader for the league. Year 5, he is an NBA All-Star for the first time. He's first team all NBA, and he's the Defensive Player of the Year for the second time at age 24. So he did all that for his 25th birthday, drafted at age 19. Jalen Williams for the Thunder, comparatively, drafted at age 21. All rookie team his first year. Nothing special in his second year in terms of accolades. Year 3, second team all defense, third team all NBA, all star, NBA champion. He turned 24 2 months ago. So year 3 is really the big season for Cedric Coward. And I say that obviously as somebody who is interested in seeing the Grizzlies do well and do well sooner than 3 seasons from now. But I think what you're looking at when you say if he compares favorably to these guys who were taken highly in the NBA draft and ultimately carved out a huge role for themselves and their teams, it took some time. So it may not be the Cedric Coward show in year 1, and that doesn't mean he's doomed. That doesn't mean he's a failed pick. I think it is fair to give him a little bit of runway and see what it entails. But I think probably year 3, you will know a lot about whether or not Cedric Coward and the Grizzlies can do damage and make a run to the NBA Finals. Because if he's comparing his game to Kawhi Leonard and Jalen Williams, that would be when their games blew up. I'm Tyler Springs. This is Many Ways to Win.